So Stormy Daniels' cross-examination and rebuttal ended not long after I recorded my last video. This is the first chance I'm getting to make another video and update things. But the last little bit of her cross-examination I thought was rather interesting, as she talked about how she didn't post anything first. She would make some nasty replies, after she felt attacked. She felt attacked by Donald Trump personally with a couple of things. And she also testified that she had nothing to do with the grand jury. They asked her if she testified before it. She said no, because the defense was trying to raise some sort of a claim that Stormy Daniels was directly responsible for the grand jury indicting Donald Trump, and that has been now proven to be not true. So Stormy Daniels is done testifying. There's been 3 or 4 other witnesses already today. There was this Menoschio, I think I'm getting the name right. I could be butchering it. I'm not sure. I'm only reading it in print. Who was like a assistant to Donald Trump, I believe, and helped, like a shipping assistant, and helped make sure all the things got sent. Testified about how she would send the invoices and the checks to Donald Trump when he was president, so after the 2016 election, for his signature. And she testified that those checks were personal expenses only, and that Donald Trump was running all of his expenses through the Trump Organization. So she testified how that all worked, getting his signature, FedExing the checks down there, waiting for him to come back, etc. So that didn't look good for Donald Trump. Then they brought in somebody on his book, and they talked about how the book was set up and this and that. And I can't think of their name right now. I'm trying to cover like 3 or 4 hours of testimony here. But this vice president for the publishing company was talking about the book and how the cover was made and things like that. And I don't remember if it's the same person or somebody else. They were also testifying about the book, and a couple of quotes came there about Donald Trump saying he liked to be in control. He expected loyalty, to him at all times. He didn't like people going rogue and doing things outside of his control. He also talked about in the book about his motto of getting revenge and getting even. Paraphrasing it a little bit, but you hit me, I'll hit you back harder. And that's kind of shows his idea and his mentality about this stuff. So it goes against the defense narrative about how he would like to he wanted to bear this for personal reasons, and it wasn't a thing. If Donald Trump's mentality is, if you're going after me, I'm going to come back after you with something worse, he would go after it. He would come out after her hard. No, he was embarrassed by this. He knew it was true, and he wanted to hide it. It wasn't a made-up story, because Donald Trump would have gone after him like, he does everybody else. So all of it looks bad for Donald Trump. They're firing through a lot of witnesses. Some witnesses are only on the stand for 15, 20 minutes. When I get a chance later tonight, I will do another recap video, maybe going a little more in depth in some of these other witnesses.